So on that day, I decided that I cannot deal with the insults anymore. After I keep it up, go useless, poor little Miss Attorney, do you know who you think you are? Da, 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 da. I'm livid in that meeting. And my coach can see that, come on, 9. Come on, 9. I get to a point where, honestly speaking, Holy Spirit is like, shut up. Because I'm so angry, I have tears in my eyes. You know that one word that Israel is very famous for saying, Papa Chetedi on Gomorrah. I wanted to use that word on that day, but Holy Spirit convicts me. That lady leaves the room. She doesn't want to release the weekly reports, by the way. All these weekly reports that she's doing, she's not releasing them for me to sign, because I'm like, so as per labor law, I'm like, release them so I can sign them. Even if you give me 0 out of 10 every week, it's fine. Release them, let me sign them. We need everything on paper. No, she's not going to release them. I'm not going to tell her how to run the process. I'm like, you see, had you done articles, you would also be familiar with the fact that you have to give the weekly review, print it, discuss it with me, give it to me to sign. All I have to do is sign it. I don't have to agree with it. Because she says my issue is that I'm very stubborn, and then when she gives me a bad review on something, as opposed to taking it, I just want to fight her. And I'm like, because your reviews don't make logical sense. Apply the basic principles, common sense. If you say I'm not good at something, actually give me something to do, number 1. Number 2, show me where you say I went wrong. Don't just say you like critical thinking because, for example, the contract says it's a lease agreement, and I tell you it's a lease agreement, and you say no, it's a deed of sale. And when you check it, it's actually a lease agreement. That's not me failing to apply critical thinking. You sent me the wrong document. I told you about it. You still did nothing about it. You want to make me look bad. This lady refuses to give me these things to sign. So literally in that meeting with my coach before Kiba Mo, I'm like, so please give me all the performance reviews so I can sign them. This lady refuses to. I'm not going to tell her how to do her job. I'm like, it's clear that you're not familiar with labor law. And I'm done having this discussion. If you don't want to document anything, then don't. Deal with HR and deal with the CCMA. At this point, I'm just tired. Because they think that because they didn't document anything, I'm not going to have anything. No, the fact that you don't document anything means that now I have an even bigger case. Because as the employer, as a global entity, it's your responsibility. So now we're fighting because they refuse to document anything in hopes that they're going to bully me into a corner. She leaves. That time they called sisters into a meeting. I'm going to touch on what happened with sisters. They called into a meeting at the same time. I'm like, to my coach on that day, I can't do this anymore, right? Keep in mind while all of this is happening, I've been seeing my doctor. I was ill with the tonsillitis, and I've been seeing my doctor because I wasn't coping, because I'm being called horrible things every day. I'm being bullied every day. I'm being threatened by a partner. The person who signs off on my paycheck is threatening me. So as I'm going through all of that, I've been seeing my doctor, and I've been making use of the counseling services in-house, and I get diagnosed with anxiety. Generalized anxiety disorder due to a toxic work environment. So, fine. My date for the surgery comes up, right? So what this lady would do is she would find something for me to do. All of a sudden now she was like, okay, she's going to ramp it up to make it look as if I'm incompetent. She'd find something to do today at 3 in the afternoon and say she wanted before the end of the day. I remember that specific day I got there. I got to the house, I knocked off. I remember I knocked off, like I left because I used to live very far from Waterfall. I drove, I got home. She's like, she wants this thing by end of the day. I got to the house, I saw it. I was like, oh, I'm trial. I closed it. I was like, I'm not going to put myself through this anymore. I've already been diagnosed. I'm on anti-anxiety meds, by the way. As the whole thing is happening, I'm on anti-anxiety meds because of the toxic work environment. Right? So, I want to jump on to Osmugel before I finish my story, right? So now we're at the stage where I'm going for surgery, right? Okay, let's pause with me. Osmugel, they're scrutinizing her work, and since my manager, they've dumped her work. They've dumped her work on Osmugel. The work that my boss was doing is the work of a senior manager. Mugel is a manager at manager level, right? That time, they weren't even paying her manager salary, by the way. Everyone else was making more than us, her and I. People at my level were making more than us. Even people with qualifications, people whose qualifications were the same as ours, right? And at that time, she's doing my boss's work. They have added it on. No one has a meeting with her. She just has to do what she's told to do. They're scrutinizing her. Remember, they want to make both of us look incompetent in order to demote our boss. And she still has other matters pending from the previous year in terms of salary increase and whatnot. That day, I was called into a meeting. Yeah, the review. She's called into a meeting with that same partner and the guy who got HR, where that partner tells her she needs to let go of things from last year. She's tired of having the same conversation. If she doesn't let it go, it will meet simply. Because this lady was up for a promotion, I get it. So while all of this is happening, the guy who got HR is like, yeah, actually, if she doesn't learn to fall in line, he's also going to teach her a lesson. And he's going to use the system against her. And she says that the partner says to sisters, if you don't know, how will you know I'm your God? I do the hiring and firing. I'm your God when you're here. So how can I left or left? You ask me how far left do I need to go? I kid you not, guys. Same meeting, this partner threatens my colleague with violence. And you know, if this was me back in my day with my boss, he would have just slapped me. This person, they're losing their mind. They're calling her into a meeting without her coach, who's her representative. And this meeting was called impromptu. There's no record of this meeting. You don't call someone impromptu into a meeting regarding their job status and telling her she better ship in pelo. So now with the surgery of mine coming up, she's been sitting with me because I've been having panic attacks and everything. Because obviously things are falling apart at home and things are falling apart at work. So I've been having panic attacks. I can't sit with the same people who are causing me anxiety. I've been booking a meeting room, sitting in there. And they tell her that she's not allowed to do that. She needs to come sit with them every day. It's mandatory to sit with the team. So I'm like, bro, go. Nah, to be quite honest with you, I don't need this job. I don't need this. I got parents who love me. I don't need this job. Go sit with them, bro, because I know. So my coach is like, bro, please don't resign. Let's talk about it when you come back. Let's see if we can resolve this thing, right? I go and I have my surgery, right? So when it's time for me to have my surgery, now we're back to brothers. Brother says to me, yo, after the surgery, you're going to go home and be with your parents so they can look after you. I'm like, no, why would I go home? This is my home. I'm not going home. You're going to look after me. He was like, oh, okay. So should he put in leave? Well, duh. So getting a leafy and going in for the surgery. Okay, let me start another video, another TikTok.